Hi guys, this is my summary video. Ini adalah video rumusan saya untuk keempat-empat kereta Nissan Almera, Toyota Vios, Honda City dan Proton X50 ya. So for all these forecasts, we want to understand that Malaysians when we buy car, we do not care about segment, we do not care about class. Bio Malaysia beli kereta, dia hanya tengok pada harga saja. Dia tak kira sama ada dia SUV, MPV, sedan, dia tak kira. Segmen B, segmen C, segmen D, dia tak kira. Asalkan harga dia boleh mampu, dia akan pergi tengok. Okay, so whenever the price is affordable for that person, regardless of class and segment, he will go and take a look, right? So the first thing that you have to understand is buying a car is an emotional decision. It's never a practical one. Ya. Kita harus ingat adalah bila kita beli kereta, ia adalah satu keputusan emosi, bukan keputusan yang kita ambil kira banyak-banyak barang, kira kewangan, kira ni, kira tu. Tidak. Jangan salah faham. Kalau anda betul-betul tengok, bila sesiapa beli kereta, ia adalah satu keputusan emosi, right? So pada saya, for me, the most important factor when buying a car, pada saya faktor yang paling penting adalah apakah tujuan kita beli kereta itu. For me, as I've said in all my reviews, whenever you buy a car, you must remember what is the most important factor. That is, what do you use your car for? Apakah kegunaan ataupun tujuan anda membeli kereta tersebut? Okay, kalau anda pergi bekerja di bandar, if you go to work in the city, you just going from house to office back to home, all you need is a car that saves petrol. Okay, so kalau kegunaan anda adalah begitu, pergi office balik rumah, pergi office balik rumah, anda ada di bandar, selalu traffic jam, anda harus pertimbangkan, you must consider these three cars. Okay, di Almera 1.0 turbo, it saves petrol. Yeah, Honda City saves petrol as well. Honda Vios, not too bad. The X70, they claim to have very good figures, left to be seen. Yeah, so kalau dari segi minyak, Almera menang. Sebab dia 1.0, dia boleh pergi sehingga 17 ataupun 18 km per liter. So the Almera wins hands down if you're talking about petrol consumption. But buying a car, as I said, is never a practical decision or a logical decision. It's always a emotional decision. Right? So having said that, let's talk about the exterior. So kita dah cakap pasal tujuan kita beli kereta, kita kena ingat itu adalah paling penting. So kita nak tengok pada bahagian exterior pula, bahagian luar. Jom. Let's look at the exterior of the cars. Mari kita tengok exterior, bahagian luar, bahagian rekaan. Honda City ni memang teruk. Pada saya dia paling teruk. Okay, kalau kita tengok bahagian chrome kat depan, kalau anda pergi dekat sikit, dia memang nampak teruk, nampak murah. Walaupun dia ada chrome, tapi dia punya chrome terlalu banyak. The chrome at the front of the grille is too much, and this makes the car looks very cheapskate. Very cheapskate. And the line at the side, of course, the shoulder line is the killer for this car. The design is actually not that bad, but with that shoulder line, it kills the dynamics of the car. Dengan garisan di bahu kereta, di tengah tu, garisan tu adalah garisan pembunuh. Dia bunuh rekaan Honda City. Tapi kalau anda suka BMW, tak mampu BMW, tengok belakang. Dia punya belakang lampu dia macam BMW. The backlights is identical as your BMW G20 3 Series. So if you cannot afford a BMW, you want a car that looks a bit like a BMW, buy the City, because the back looks exactly like the BMW's like, okay, the G20. Okay, mari kita tengok Vios pula. Dia bahagian depan dia, muka dia bercala. The front face of the Vios is also very untidy and it's very dirty. So that's why the new Yaris, they have cleaned up the face. If you look at the new Yaris, you understand. The front is very messy, but the side is very nice. So kalau kita tengok bahagian depan, dia memang muka dia bercala, tapi bahagian tepi dia lebih cantik daripada Honda City. Dan bahagian belakang dia pun lebih elegan daripada Honda City sebab dia membulat dan menajam. Lampu dia menajam. Hanya bahagian ducktail spoiler ni yang nampak murah sikit lah, sebab dia ada stiker hitam kat tengah. Dia bukan lampu, dia tak mau pasang lampu, dia pasang stiker, so dia nampak murah. Yang paling cantik sekali dalam kategori ni adalah Almera ya. The Almera is the nicest in terms of exterior design. Nobody will deny that. And you will see that the front has got the new Nissan family body design language, and it comes with the LED lamps. I'm not sure whether it comes in all variants, but well, there is an option for LED lamps. Bahagian belakang dia pun cantik, memang cantik, garang, modern. Nampak line di bawah bumper tu. Wah, line yang tu yang bagi karakter. The line at the coming down from the bumper gives character to this Nissan Almera. So it's very nice. Nobody can deny that it's the nicest car in this class. So tak payah cakap banyak, ini adalah kereta paling cantik dalam segmen ini. Kenapa saya kata paling cantik? Kita sebenarnya tak ambil kira X50, tapi bila kita ambil kira harga, X50 termasuklah dalam pertimbangan kita masa nak beli kereta. Tapi kalau kita kira segmen B punya sedan, hanya ada 3 kereta, iaitu Vios, City dan Almera. When we count the segment, there's only the Vios, the City and the Almera. The X50 is not in this segment, but however we are considering the X50 because the X50 comes with a factor of price, because of the standard starts at 79, 83 and 93, so therefore it is a rival to this class of cars, so it can take most of the customers away from this segment. So dari segi rekaan, City dapat 1 bintang, Vios 2 bintang, Almera 4 bintang. So the nicest here is the Almera, right? Okay, let's look at the interior. Mari kita tengok bahagian dalam pula. Ini adalah City City standard yang paling murah sekali, 74,000 lebih. So kita boleh tengok bila dia paling murah, variant paling murah, ini kerja Honda. Dia akan hitamkan semua dia punya handle, buat macam murah supaya anda tidak tertarik dan akan beli variant yang paling mahal. Sebab biasa kereta akan manufacturer kereta akan dapat lebih keuntungan bila kita beli yang variant high spec lah. So always the lower spec, the manufacturer will always black out everything and make it look so unattractive that you don't want the car, and you will try to buy the higher spec, and that's where the manufacturers make the most money. Look at the seats, it's not really that attractive, it's just a normal standard fabric seat. But the killer for the Honda City is in fact the what do you call it, the dials for the radio, the infotainment dials and the aircon dials. It looks as if the Honda City has gone one step behind. Dia nampak macam Honda City dah ke belakang jalan sebab dia gunakan tombol-tombol untuk aircon dan radio, semua dah terbalik jalan. Okey, tapi dari segi remote start Honda City ada remote start untuk spec mid spec dengan high spec. For the mid spec and high spec Honda City, it has remote start. So Honda City wins in this area where you can actually remote start your car. I'm not sure whether you can remotely cool your car if you turn on your aircon and don't turn it off when you get out of your car. Okay, let's look at the high spec interior. Okay, kita tengok dalam high spec dia punya pintu ada warna putih, ada leather putih, dan dia punya dashboard pun ada warna putih sikit. So inilah sebab kenapa pengilang-pengilang kereta dia akan buat low spec paling buruk sekali supaya anda akan beli high spec. Okay, the objective of all the manufacturers is to make the standard version look so terrible that you cannot stand, that you will buy the high spec or mid spec at least. Okay, so that they can make money. Comes with leather seat, leather seat Honda City at 86,000. This is a good buy for the leather seats and all the finishing lah. Okay, but I cannot stand the design, exterior design of the car. So saya rasa pada 86,000 ini adalah Honda City adalah satu kereta yang baloi, tapi saya tak boleh tahan pemandangan luar dia, design luar dia dengan garisan di bahu dia. Nampak macam orang tua betul-betul macam orang tua. Tapi kat dalam dia pun ada screen yang high spec. Dia ada screen, kecuali tombol-tombol dia lah yang old fashion zaman kuno tu. Barang-barang lain semua okey lah. Okay, ini screen infotainment dia. This is the infotainment screen for Honda City, the high spec one. Okay, let's look at the Almera. Mari kita tengok dalam Almera pula. Ini dia punya high spec, higher spec. Dia ada leather seat. Leather seat dia ada garisan putih dan dia punya dashboard pun ada warna putih. So this is the leather seat. This is the Almera high spec. Has leather seats. It has a beige lining, and the dashboard has got white highlights. Yeah, it also comes with semi-digital meter. So you can see the other half is digital. So you can see the vehicle information display, your radio, your other information. Kita boleh nampak setengah meter dia adalah digital. Dia lebih modern daripada Honda City dari segi itu. Dan dia ada infotainment yang menarik juga. Okay. Almera pun ada BLIS, Blind Spot Information System. Almera also comes with BLIS, the Blind Spot Information System. So the indicator is situated at the lights here. This is the key of Nissan Almera. Ini adalah kunci Nissan Almera. Ini ada kunci standard, dah lama dah. Nissan dah pakai kunci ni dah lama, bertahun. Okay, let's look at the Toyota Vios. Mari kita tengok Toyota Vios. Kita boleh nampak pintu dia semua hitam, tapi dia ada leather, leather di sebelah pintu ni. There's leather on the side of the door, so it's a bit classy, but there's hard plastic here at the top. With piano black on the, what do you call it, at the window switches. One look inside, you will see that the dashboard is all black on black on black, but the good thing is it comes with a leather seat. The Toyota leather seat is very durable and very nice to sit on. That is one plus for the Vios. Otherwise, nothing special on the infotainment system. There's only one thing that I like to highlight for the Nissan Almera and the Toyota Vios. The steering is a PU steering, and even if it's a new car, both test drive car are very new, and both the steering is very sticky. Dia punya steering sangat melekat. Kita test drive dengan kereta, tapi di sini kita nampak kereta dalam showroom dia ada leather wrap untuk Vios. Saya pun tak faham. Tapi kereta test drive dia PU punya steering, melekat-lekat. The showroom car has got leather wrap steering, but the test drive car for the Vios is a PU. So I do not understand. But maybe they have upgraded it. They have pedal shifter for the Vios. But the Almera steering is definitely very sticky, the test drive car. So the digital meter for the Vios is pure rubbish. Digital meter kat Vios ni semua tipu punya. Dia tunjuk minyak saja. Apa-apa lain informasi tak ada. Dia hanya minyak. Dia mana-mana tekan minyak. Okay? Sebab dia nak tunjukkan bahawa kereta dia jimat minyak lah. Okay? Selain daripada itu, dia punya aircon adalah semi digital. Dia punya dashboard pun ada highlight yang macam warna perak ni, but dia plastik lah, dia plastik. So the interior of the Vios is very standard, but the aircons, the aircons come with digital meters, semi-digital, 2 buttons at the side, and then you can see the information of your temperature and your fan speed in digital screen. So depending on which you like, the dashboard, for me, I think the cleanest and the nicest to look at is the Almera's one. Okay, the cleanest and the easiest to look at is the Almera's one. The Honda City is very standard lah, just like the Vios, standard Vios and standard Honda. So tak ada apa-apa yang special di sana dari segi dalam dashboard dia orang. So pada saya yang paling cantik adalah Almera sebab dia ada satu kepingan putih leather di tengah. So dia menarik lah, nampak menarik. Okay, the most crucial factor for me in buying a car right now in Malaysia, faktor yang paling penting bila kita beli kereta kat Malaysia ni sekarang adalah corong aircon di belakang. Okay, kedua-dua Vios dan Almera, I repeat, the Vios and Almera do not have a rear aircon vent. Do not have a rear aircon vent. So if you are buying a car, the winner here would be the Honda City, because in Malaysia at this time temperature is scorching hot. You need a rear aircon vents, otherwise you'll be killing your children at the back. So pada masa sekarang kita benar-benar memerlukan corong aircon di belakang. Sebab itu kita boleh lihat kenapa Proton pada X50 dia, walaupun model-model variant di negara lain tak ada corong aircon, tapi dengan khas dia membuat corong aircon khas untuk orang Malaysia, right? Why is it important? Why is rear aircon very important? You can see why it's important in the implementation by X50 in their car here, because other X50 in Philippines, in Russia, in wherever, there is no rear aircon vent, yeah? So you know how important that is. And the Vios here is very very small. Vios sangat-sangat sempit. Of all three cars, the Vios have got the least rear legroom. Antara ketiga kereta, Vios, City dan Almera, Vios paling sempit kat belakang, paling sempit. So hanya kaki Toyota yang akan belilah Vios. Okey, lagi satu faktor yang paling penting untuk beli kereta adalah dia punya handling. Pada saya lah, handling dan comfort, keselesaan. So kita test ketiga-tiga buah kereta, the Vios, the Almera dan the City on the same roads. We tested all these three cars on the same road to check their handling and their comfort level. So you can see in this video, the Honda City holds very well in terms of handling and comfort. Ketiga-tiga buah kereta prestasi mereka adalah baik di atas jalan beralun ni. Kita boleh katakan industri kereta telah memperbaiki talaan suspensi dan handling kereta semua. So we can say that the car industry has actually improved the handling and ride quality and comfort of all the cars, the Vios, the City and also the Almera. But I want to point out that the Vios steering is very very heavy and it may be a bit inconvenient. Okey, saya nak katakan adalah steering Vios adalah lebih berat daripada kedua-dua kereta. So maka bila kita bawa di bandar, di tempat-tempat yang kecil, kita kena gunakan lebih tenaga lah. So kalau anda dari Myvi ke Vios, Myvi ke City, tak jadi masalah lah. Sebab steering Myvi berat, lagi berat daripada Vios, lebih berat. So if you came from a Myvi to a Vios, there's no problem because the old Myvi steering is super heavy. Okay, ini adalah Vios. Dia punya steering berat tapi dia punya handling okay. Dari segi senyap, Vios paling senyap dalam cabin. In terms of cabin noise, the Vios wins in terms of the lowest level of noise. So insulation for Vios is the best between the City and the Almera, but it's very very slight. If you don't test the car back to back, you won't know the difference, and it actually does not matter because what's more important is actually the rear aircon vents, the handling and the ride comfort. So therefore, depending on what you use your car for, these are all very very minor factors. We are not buying the car for that 0.5 cm decibel improvement or so and so, right? So ini adalah faktor-faktor yang kecil, tapi kita buat perbezaan, kita kena bagi tahu pada kawan-kawan semua. Tapi ini bukan faktor yang akan menentukan sama ada anda beli atau tidak kita ni. Walaupun dia senyap 0.5 desibel, anda akan beli Vios berbanding City ataupun berbanding Almera, Ini faktor kecil. So semua ride and handling, semua ketiga-tiga kereta semua bagus, semua bagus. So ikut suka hati anda, mana satu yang anda lebih suka. Okey, sekarang kita cakap pasal engine pula. Kedua-dua Vios dan City datang dengan 1.5 double overcam 16 valve. So engine dia lebih kurang sama ada dia teknologi baru atau yang lama lah. Both the City and the Vios comes with almost similar engine because they are 1.5 16 valve double overcam. So the difference is only the Almera. Almera comes with 1.0 turbo and it's a 3 cylinder. Hanya Almera datang dengan engine 3 cylinder. Kedua-dua Vios dan City datang dengan enjin 4 silinder. So itu adalah satu pertimbangan anda nak ambil kira. Dan hanya Almera 1.0 turbo dan Vios dan City sama 1.5 1.5 1.5. So kita nak cakap pasal enjin dari segi performance. Performance adalah dari segi macam mana? Kuasa. Ketiga-tiga kereta cukup kuasa kalau kita bawa kat bandar, nak pergi kerja balik rumah dalam traffic jam semua cukup kuasa. Hanya satu di mana kita nak keluar daripada junction ataupun nak naik bukit ke Genting, itu kita akan nampak perbezaan antara City, Honda dan Almera. Mungkin kereta Almera akan bekerja keras sikit sebab dia 3 silinder, maka dia kena kerja kuat sikit lah kalau nak naik Genting. Tapi dari segi dalam bandar semua cukup power. Hanya Vios kalah dari segi pick up lah. Dari segi pick up, Vios paling lambat nak pick up. In terms of pick up, the Vios takes the longest time to pick up. Then comes the City, then comes the Almera. That's the surprising part because the Almera is very, very light and is turbocharged, so they have already tuned the accelerator to be so fast and responsive that you don't feel the lack of power. Even the vibration in the 3-cylinder engine, we do not feel it. Kita tak rasa vibrasi ataupun goncangan daripada enjin 3 silinder Nissan Almera ni. So itu adalah satu kerja bagus seperti X50 jugalah. So itu dari segi performance, dari segi performance engine, dari segi engine. So sekarang kita nak cakap pasal reliability, tahan lama. Boleh ke kereta-kereta ni tahan lama? So antara City, Vios dan Almera, mana satu kereta yang akan tahan lama? So kalau orang biasa tak payah cakap apa, dia tutup mata dia akan beli Toyota sebab dia ingat Toyota semua tahan lama. Mungkin tidak. Saya pun pernah memiliki Toyota. Kadang-kadang Toyota pun tidak, bukan dari segi enjin tapi dari segi barang-barang lain lah, getah di tepi pintu, drive shaft, dia punya brake. Kadang-kadang barang Toyota pun tak berapa tahan juga. Kadang-kadang Honda lebih bagus, kadang-kadang Nissan lebih bagus. So ini adalah berdasarkan pengalaman dan interview anda dengan kawan-kawan yang ada kita pernah dapat kereta-kereta ni lah. So this is based on your own experience and your own hard work of going around asking people with the Honda cars, with the Toyota cars, with the Nissan cars on how reliable the cars are. So many people would think that Toyota is the most reliable here. It may not be the case because I've had Toyotas and after about 1-2 months I already have the rubber coming off. I've even seen Lexus in showrooms where the rubber at the door came off, and that's before the car coming out of the showroom. So pikiran yang Toyota adalah kereta yang paling tahan lama, mungkin tidak betul. So the myth of Toyota being the car that will last the longest may not be true, because I've seen even Lexus in the showroom with broken door seals and all in the showroom. So that is for you to find out, to go and check, ask around people with experiences with those cars, especially the model that you want to buy. But because these models are so new, you may want to wait a while if you can wait. If you can't wait because of the sales tax, then just take your jump lah, take a plunge lah. Okay, kita nak cakap pasal maintenance pula. Okay guys, we want to talk a bit about maintenance. Maintenance of a car depends on how you actually take care of your car, how you actually use it. Dari segi maintenance, ia paling penting adalah dari segi macam mana anda menjagai kereta sendiri. Bukan sama ada dia Toyota ataupun Honda. Kalau Toyota dia tahan lama, tak payah maintain lah. Bawa je, tak payah tambah minyak, tak payah tambah air, tak payah jaga. Kena jaga juga. Kalau anda tak jaga, Toyota pun boleh hancur, betul tak? So guys, in terms of maintenance, is totally completely dependent on you, the user, on how you actually care for your car, how sensitive you are, how well you actually take care of your car. So maintenance is a very subjective issue, although if it is the factory defect or the manufacturer's defect, then we will say that the order of unreliability in terms of manufacturer's defect, it will be number 1, X50, because the X70 have got a lot of complaints. Yes, that's what we think. Okay, because they sold the most cars, that's why they got the most complaints. Kita kena ingat dari segi maintenance, kalau kita cakap daripada ketidaktahanan barang ataupun dari segi aduan daripada orang ramai, kita dapat tahu bahawa antara 4 kereta ni mungkin kereta Proton yang paling banyak dapat komplain. So itu adalah satu pertimbangan di mana anda kalau seorang yang sangat-sangat sibuk, masa anda beli kereta anda tak mampu untuk hantar kereta pergi workshop 2-3 hari ataupun service center 2-3 hari, lepas tu dalam 2-3 bulan kena hantar lagi sekali, tak boleh tahan, anda kena beli kereta yang safe. Sebab tu banyak orang beli kereta Toyota, sebab tu banyak orang beli kereta Honda, sebab ini adalah kereta-kereta yang safe, kereta-kereta yang selamat. So if you are a person who cannot afford to waste any time, you are an accountant, you are an auditor, you are very busy, you cannot even afford to send your car to service for 1-2 days, especially if this occurs every other month. So your best bet is the Honda City and the Toyota Vios, because that, so far according to records, that's what they say, requires the least amount of time in the service center. Okay, berdasarkan pengalaman banyak orang, Vios dan City adalah 2 kereta yang paling selamat lah untuk dibeli, sebab dia kurang masuk workshop. Dia bukan BMW banyak masuk workshop, dia KMW kurang masuk workshop. Okay, so dari segi itu mungkin anda kena pertimbangkan, okay, antara mana lebih penting untuk anda, gaya kereta, kecantikan kereta tu, kemodernan kereta tu. So we have to consider, for this you have to consider when you want to buy a car, whether you require a car to be maintenance free or least maintenance, or you want a car that is modern looking, attractive, latest, like the X50. So you have to balance in considering whether which car to buy. You have to balance whether you want a car with less maintenance or you want a car that is more modern, more high tech, more recent, more hip, more trendy, but you may stand a risk of sending the car more to the service center. Okay guys, poin yang terakhir saya nak highlight adalah point safety. Sebab dari segi safety ada kereta seperti Almera, dia ada front collision warning. Front collision warning. Tak tahu sama ada dia ada front collision autonomous emergency braking. So tapi dia ada front collision warning. Ini adalah feature yang bagus. Ini adalah feature yang bagus, guys. Just want to highlight on safety in terms of the Almera. It has a front collision warning. I'm not sure about Toyota because I cannot really remember. It's been some time, but I think Toyota also has some sort of those feature. But Honda City do not have, except for the new RS, the RS that comes with Honda Sensing. This V-Spec Honda City does not come. So kalau anda seorang yang mementingkan feature safety ni seperti AEB, front collision warning, anda kena double confirm lah, kena pergi check betul-betul lah. Tapi feature pada saya yang for me, all the most important feature is actually the front collision warning and Bliss and AEB. If you can have AEB, that's great. If you cannot, then well, at least you have a front collision warning. That's enough. Okay. Pada saya feature yang paling berguna adalah Bliss, adalah front collision warning. Kalau boleh dapat autonomous emergency braking, itu baguslah. Tapi dalam video-video saya anda akan faham pendapat saya terhadap autonomous driving ni, di mana ia hanya berguna bila kita bawa kereta pada speed yang rendah, di mana kita lalai, mata kita pergi tengok kat handphone, kita dah terlupa kita tengah bawa kereta. Front collision warning, autonomous emergency braking akan menolong. Okay, so guys, you have seen all my videos. You understood my stand on autonomous emergency braking, where I said it's only important when we are actually for low speed driving. For high speed driving, you have to pay attention, you have to focus. All these systems may not be able to help you. So that's why all these systems are only up to 60 or 80 kilometers per hour, right? So therefore you have to choose what you like, and you have to find the car that, if safety is so important to you, you have to go and check it out. You have to go and check it out. This is a demonstration by Subaru Forester. Okey, sebelum saya pergi poin yang terakhir, kita nak cakap kenapa saya tidak masukkan X50 dalam perbandingan di depan tapi di belakang ni. Sebab X50 bukan dalam kelas sedan segmen B, tapi oleh kerana harga, maka dia menjadi satu pesaing yang paling hebat sekali dari semua varian untuk segmen B ni. Jadi kita tengok X50 sekarang, di mana finishing, quality, paparan, design, dari segi penampilan, semua barang dia lengkap dia lengkap. Sebab tu X50 merupakan satu-satu yang satu kereta yang mengancam ketiga-tiga kereta ni, iaitu Vios, Almera dan City. So kenapa anda akan beli X50 daripada ketiga-tiga kereta yang itu? Sebab tiga-tiga kereta tu tak nampak moden, tak nampak trendy, tak nampak cantik, tak ada teknologi yang terbaru. So X50 akan menang. Tetapi dari segi maintenance di mana kita cakap pasal maintenance tadi, mungkin dia tidak begitu senang nak maintain, sebab dia masuk service center banyak kali. Okey, dari pengalaman X70, banyak orang ada kata kereta dia masuk service center lah, tak ada spare part lah, inilah itulah. So anda harus ingat, kalau anda beli X50, anda harus berdepan dengan masalah ini, di mana ada kemungkinan besar, saya kata ada kemungkinan bukan pasti ada orang tak ada masalah, kereta dia X70 dia bawa 2-3 tahun tak ada masalah. Okay, so for some of you who are considering X50 over the other 3 cars, you have to remember that you run the risk of having to send your X50 into the service center more often than all the other 3 brands, because the X50 has been shown to have the X70 has been shown to have many teething problems in the beginning, and therefore you may run the risk of having to send your car back in just because your infotainment is not working, just because your system is not updated, or just because your system is updated now something has hanged. But over time the X50 will be more and more reliable, more and more reliable. So if you really want a modern car, a hip car, a trendy car, X50 is for you. The price is correct. And I'm coming to the last point, resale value. Ini adalah point yang terakhir saya, iaitu resale value. Okay, kalau anda beli kereta, anda ada fikiran bahawa setiap 3 tahun atau 5 tahun anda tukar kereta, anda kena ingat resale value lah. So kalau anda adalah anak orang kaya, tak fikir pasal resale value, beli mana-mana kereta yang anda suka So if you are a rich man's son, resale value is not a consideration for you. Buy any car you like, no problem. However, if a resale value is a factor for you, let me tell you what is the resale value in terms of hierarchy. Saya bagi tahu mana satu resale value yang paling best kat Malaysia. Paling tinggi adalah Vios, tutup mata, sebab dia Toyota, second hand car salesman, semua uncle-uncle dia akan beli Vios, dia bagi harga tinggi pada Vios. Kedua, Honda City. Second in the list is Honda City, highest price in resale value. Third comes Almera, ketiga Almera, and last will be the Proton X50. Why the Proton X50 will have the least resale value? Because it's very easy to get, very accessible. Everybody wants a new car, not an old car. So everybody will buy a new X50 compared to a second-hand Vios, second-hand City, because anybody who looks at X50 will want a new one, not a second one. Okay, so kebanyakan orang yang beli X50 dia nak kereta yang baru, dia tak nak kereta yang lama. So kalau siapa-siapa yang beli dari segi resale value, kereta second hand, dia nak satu kereta yang reliable, satu kereta yang tahan lasak. So sebab tu dia akan beli Honda ataupun dia akan beli Toyota. Okay, so itu saja rumusan saya. Anda kena ingat di mana beli kereta adalah satu keputusan emosi, dia bukan keputusan yang logik. Okay, you have to remember that when you buy a car, it's an emotional decision. It's not a practical, it's not a logical decision. Some of you may calculate your budget, ding dong. When you go to the car showroom, you see a car that you like, even it's 10,000, 15,000 more, you will justify to yourself because of your emotional attachment to that car, you will buy that car. Okay, so pada setengah orang sebelum dia pergi dia kata bajet aku 80,000. Masa dia pergi sampai kat showroom dia dah suka kereta tu, dia dah jatuh cinta, dah kena racun. 100,000 pun dia beli lah. Dia kata tak kira, aku dah suka kereta ni, aku nak juga macam monyet tu. Ingat tak? So kawan-kawan yang beli kereta boleh tengok review, boleh dengar semua pendapat, tapi bila datang ke beli kereta, anda harus ingat ia adalah satu keputusan emosi, bukan satu keputusan logik ataupun keputusan praktikal. Pada orang-orang yang praktikal yang katakan, oh 1X50 aku boleh beli 2 biji potong saga, ada duit lagi. Okey, review ini bukan untuk anda. Review kereta bukan untuk anda. Anda harus pergi tengok price list saja. Tak payah pergi showroom, tak payah tengok kereta. Tengok price list. Harga yang betul beli je, tak payah tengok kereta, sebab korang tak faham pasal kereta. Okay, for those of you who comments that and say that 1X50 for 1X50 I can buy 2 potong saga, this is not for you. Then this review is not for you, because you guys are just purely on numbers. You should go to the showroom and ask for the price list. Don't look at the car, just ask for the price list. Whichever comes with the lowest price, just buy. Don't have to look at the car, just buy based on price. Yeah, so if you are not a car enthusiast, you do not understand, don't comment in the car review video. Don't comment, because you make yourself look very very funny to all of us. Okay, pada kawan-kawan yang datang kat channel-channel yang review kereta dan kata 1X50 lagi baik, aku beli 2 biji potong saga, ini bukan channel untuk anda. Ini adalah channel untuk car review, untuk peminat kereta, untuk orang yang suka kereta, untuk orang yang minat kereta, ya. So kawan-kawan, sampai kita jumpa lagi, jangan lupa like, share dan subscribe. Ini adalah video yang paling susah saya nak buat, sebab dia saya ambil banyak masa, 2 hari untuk buat video ni, ya. So guys, this is the most difficult video that I've ever done, because it took me more than 2 days to actually put this video together. I will appreciate that if you like and subscribe to this video, and probably share with some of your friends who are considering of buying cars. So kawan-kawan, saya amat menghargai jika kawan-kawan boleh share dan subscribe pada video ini, sebab ini ada video paling susah. Dan sila komen di bawah, sama ada video rumusan saya berguna atau tidak. Kalau tak berguna, saya takkan buat lagi. Dia makan banyak-banyak masa saya, kepala saya pening. Okay guys, I would appreciate that you comment below whether this summary video is useful and valuable for you, so that I will know whether I want to produce this kind of video in future or not, because this is the most difficult video that ever took. It took me 2 days to actually produce, and I would really appreciate your feedback. If it's not useful, not valuable, I will never produce this kind of summary video again, because it really takes a lot of my time, 2 days to come up with this, and I crack my head to really come up with all the points. Yeah. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like both our channels, I Love Melaka and I Love Melaka Cars. Really appreciate. Jangan lupa subscribe dua-dua channel kami. Satu adalah I Love Melaka, satu lagi adalah I Love Melaka Cars. Terima kasih dan kita jumpa lagi. Semoga anda mendapat kereta idaman anda, ya. So thank you very much, and I hope you find your perfect car and you enjoy more of our videos, and I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye. See ya.